Here we go.
Alright, so I'm going to start my speech by asking you guys a question. Who here is familiar with any religious terrorist attack in general? Doesn't have to be Islamic, just any religious terrorist attack. Okay, so I'm going to start by talking about the things I'm going to go over. I'm going to start by addressing the problem. Then I'm going to talk about how we need to educate the masses and stand up and speak up, and the outcome of making people aware. Okay, so this leads me to my first point, which I'm going to talk about terrorism, which is probably what you guys are all familiar and the thing that pops up into your head first when you hear radical Islam. So, according to religion and political and geopolitical, 2013, 82% of all terrorist attacks happen in 5 specific countries. These 5 countries are Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Syria, and Nigeria, which are all 5 majority Muslim countries. And this just goes to show that terrorism is highly involved nowadays, not back in the days, but nowadays with Islam. Radical Islam specifically, Islam and radical Islam are 2 different things. Now, according to Fox News 2016, global terrorism has increased by 800% in the past 5 years, which is drastic. It's terrifying, but I feel like a lot of people here are not aware of this, and that's why I decided to do this speech as well. Because people are not aware because we don't have these people around here, but they're terrorizing people back in the Middle East, and they're getting to Europe now too. There are a lot of terrorist attacks in Europe, and there are plenty of people just getting executed for very political, radical ideologies. Now, I'm gonna go to my second point, which is educating about this problem and making people aware and having them speak up, and why political correctness is not correct when lives are on the line. Now, I want to ask, are you guys familiar with the San Bernardino attack back in 2015? Okay, so according to a CBS LA live interview, one of the neighbors of the people who actually committed the crime, those are those people up there, reported that once she got interviewed after the attack, said that she actually saw a lot of suspicious activities from her new neighbors, and the way that there was they were working late at night. A lot of people, sketch people, were walking in and out, and there was an awful amount of a lot of packages coming through the house. But she decided not to say anything because she didn't want to profile, and that directly costed 14 lives. 14 lives were lost that day. Now, I want to go to my next thing. I want to talk about actual ideologies and beliefs of Islam, of radical Islam. And so according to By the Numbers, a video, 27% of Muslims on average believe that apostates should be executed. Now, apostates are people who leave the religion, and the fact that 27% of 1.6 billion Muslims in the world have this belief means that there's 436 million people who believe apostates should be executed, and then they hold this radical belief. Now, I don't know if that scares you guys or whatnot, but that's going to lead me to my next point, talking about the outcome, and also another scary statistic, which says that according to Pew Research 2017, Islam is projected to be the biggest religion in 2060. And as of right now, Islam is growing faster than 2 times faster than the whole world population. And the fact is, it's not a bad thing necessarily, if you just look at it as the whole population as a whole. But the fact that there's 27% of people that hold that belief, that means that population is going to grow as well. As long as the overall population grows, that population grows as well. And that's a scary thought, and that leads me to my next point of talking about another ideology, which is honor killings. Now, according to BBC polls, 2017, 1 out of 10 British Muslims believe that honor killings are justifiable. I don't know if you guys are aware of what honor killings are, but it's when usually women are killed by their family members because they've dishonored the family. And what ways they dishonor the family is if they leave an arranged marriage, if they cheat, if they just divorce. All those things could cause for them to be killed, and unfortunately a lot of radicals believe it's justifiable. Now, what I want to get from this is that hopefully when we make people aware, we won't have these things coming into our society, how they have honor killings, they have a harsh rejection of homosexuals, and killing of apostates. Now I believe that women's rights, gay rights, and basic human rights are all reasons why we should start having this conversation. They're all reasons why we should start having this conversation and talking about this upcoming threat, because it's coming fast and it's not slowing down. Now, I'm gonna recap on what I went over. I went over addressing the problem. I went over educating the people on why we need to speak up so we can prevent deaths instead of trying to be politically correct all the time. And the outcome, the hopeful outcome of us being aware of our surroundings and aware of what's to come, so when the attacks do come, we're prepared. Now, Islam, the thing I really want you guys to get out of this is that Islam and radical Islam are not the same thing. Generalizing them is wrong. What I want you guys to understand is there's a current problem within the religion because people are putting this religion in a bad light. They're putting this peaceful religion into a bad light by using it to kill, by using it to get what they want, by using it to shush women, by using it to just get power, to get into power politically, everything. And if you guys are interested in knowing more, you guys can watch this video by the numbers. It's all about facts and statistics, and it's really educational. So take a look at it. Thank you very much.